Hello, welcome to my channel, Divine Libra Wisdom. I'm back again with the weekly check-in readings for the signs of Cancer, Libra, and Taurus. This is going to be for the week of February 5th, 2026, obviously. And as you can see from the video, I will be starting with Cancer. So I'll get all my disclaimers out of the way and then get into the reading. So if you are new to the channel, thank you so much for tuning in. If you're returning to the channel, thank you so much. That means you have likely subscribed, but in the event that you have not, definitely go ahead and consider subscribing. That way you know when I drop new videos. As you're listening along, make sure you like the video. Make sure you leave a comment down in the comment section and let me know how things resonated, if they did. Share it out to anyone that you know or who you know that may enjoy these types of readings or these types of videos, all that. And again, subscribe. The decks that I'm using, that will be in the description box below. If you enjoy pick-a-pal cards, especially since I'm only doing this for only 3 signs, 3 placements, and I've mentioned before in previous videos, if you go back and look, why I only do Cancer, Libra, and Taurus. But yeah, if you want to look at something else, the pick-a-pal readings are there, and I'll as time progresses, I will post a few more this month pretty soon. I also will have the elemental check-ins as well, so that it's kind of like you are getting a check-in, even if it's not just for your specific sign, if that makes sense. This is so yeah, it'll be that. And then also I've been meaning to do an all signs reading, so you all will get that pretty soon. It's just that all signs reading, it can take a lot of energy to do that, so I need the time and the space in order to do that. So just bear with me on that one. If you want to book a personal reading with me, you can definitely do that. You can go to my description box and just send an email, and I will get with you to schedule that. But unfortunately, we have people who like to act as though they are the readers or the creators here on YouTube, and that is not the case. I don't solicit for readings. You have to contact me to get a reading. Yeah, so don't get got, okay? Yeah. Noise, as far as noise levels, I will try to keep that to a minimum. But when you live places, you're bound to hear noises, especially if you live like in a city environment. So just be mindful of that. And let's see, what else? I believe that is it. I don't know why I'm drawing a blank of all the things I try to get out of the way as far as my disclaimers. But yeah, also take what resonates. You don't have to, everything doesn't have to apply, because it's a reading for a collective. In order for things to really stick, everything, at least, you need a personal reading. So you can get that by doing that. So again, if you are interested in a personal reading, you can definitely reach out, and I will respond only through email for readings. But if it's just like a general conversation or comment or a question that you have, you can leave it in the comment section, or you can email me for that. But for anything else, I prefer to just have my email for people who are interested in getting a reading, if that makes sense. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna get into the reading for Cancer. Again, this is for the week of February 5th. Oh, wait a minute. I think I might have said that wrong. I did say that wrong. I don't know where I got February 5th from. I'm sorry, y'all. I just looked at the dates. I'm glad I caught that so I can switch that around. This is actually for the week of February 2nd. Because I was just like, hey, how did I jump to the 5th? I was looking at it wrong. Anyway, so yeah, sorry about that. This is for the week of February 2nd. Sorry. I'm glad I caught that. Okay. I'm going to see if I can get anything that comes out, like anything channeled that needs to come out for Cancers. Cancers, this week you could be feeling kind of like in a state of like whimsy, lightheartedness, playfulness, that type of thing. I'm also hearing kind of delulu. But it's I don't think it's, I think it's harmless. You know, you could just be kind of in your head where you just kind of want to disassociate. Yeah, you kind of want to disassociate and just kind of, you know, just kind of check out of reality for a while. Things have been very heavy this past January, given the state of the world. And so could be a lot of people just kind of mentally checking out. Just, you know, they're more focused on, you know, trying to have joy despite the things that are happening, you know. It's like a less doom scrolling on social media and more let's see, do I want to, no, I'll keep going. Yeah, like less doom scrolling, there we go. Less doom scrolling and more kind of giving yourself a chance to just relax, giving yourself the chance to tap into your inner child, if that makes sense. I don't know why I keep saying if that makes sense, like it don't make sense. I gotta get that out my vocabulary. All right, so let's see if I get anything else. I'm also seeing like somebody driving. Maybe you kind of want to be like out on the road. Maybe you're taking a short trip, which is probably hard, you know, considering how half of the you know, country is under a winter, you know, has been under a winter weather storm. But I do see, you know, if it's clear where you are, and this could be only for like a handful of you, maybe you decide to kind of take a trip, a short trip though, not one of those extended ones, unless you're like actually on a plane, traveling a distance. But I'm seeing specifically traveling by car, and it's a short trip, like just a short trip somewhere, and yeah, you know, you're getting out and exploring and just wanting to get out there. I also see, even if you are like in the snow or in the winter weather, you could, you know, just go out and try to see if you can, because some people, they're kind of, oh God, what's the storm chasers? That's what I'm thinking about. Like, they like to go get out in the, you know, the bad weather, unsavory weather, however you want to say it, and actually go out and see what they can see, you know, and put it on social media so everybody else can see. You know what I mean? So I see someone in there, maybe like a truck or even just a regular car, you know, going out to see if they can, you know, get through the terrain with the ice and the snow and whatever else is out there. But yeah, I think that's all as far as channel messages. Hopefully that resonated. Okay. I'm also hearing be kind to yourself. It's kind of random, but well, most of these channel messages are kind of random sometimes. But they usually, when you look at the cards, they end up fitting. But yeah, I'm hearing be kind to yourself. So maybe for some cancers this week, you know, if something comes up where, you know, you sort of kind of doubt yourself, or you know, something kind of makes you feel sad or unworthy for whatever reason, you know, be kind to yourself, give yourself grace. You know, if you make a misstep, you know, it's not the end of the world. You know, treat yourself with kindness. Okay? All right, so I'm going to get into the reading, and I'm going to turn these cards over and see what we got here. Okay, and I will read the my little affirmation cards here. I'll read that at the end. And as you all know, for these readings, I usually read column by column now. I don't go through each single card. You know, I like to kind of connect the tarot with the oracle and see how it fits. Okay, so at the start of the week, and I go by start of the week, midweek, end of the week. Okay. All right, so this week, at the start of the week, I'm sorry, you have the card release. This is about letting go of the past and ending that makes way for new opportunities. Time to move on. So that's how it looks. It's backwards, of course, on the screen, but you know, is what it is. But yeah, when you think about release, this is all about releasing like that negative self-talk, or like things that are causing you stress, causing you strife within your life. Not giving it not giving it like any more attention. The things that bother you, the things that, you know, make you feel a way. And so that could definitely connect to that last bit of info, or that last message that I got that came out for your channeled message, was be kind to yourself. Maybe there's some things that you need to release, some beliefs about yourself, you know, that you may need to release in order to be able to better move forward. And this can make way for, you know, those new opportunities that you know, would like to bring in. Also, it's literally saying time to move on. So yeah, it's time to move on from this sort of unworthy energy, because that's what I'm getting. I feel like I got that the same or like a similar message came out in you all's readings maybe a couple of weeks ago, if not last week. So yeah, definitely, you know, again, if something or someone is making you feel this way, it's a good idea to maybe release it, you know, give it, you know, send it on its way, wish that person well, you know, wish that situation well, and, you know, remove yourself from it, or remove it from you. You know what I mean? Either you leave, or you release that back You know what I'm saying? And don't let it, you know, don't feel anyways. With standing firm down here, right here, I have the heat on, y'all. Sorry, it's random. I have the heat on and I'm still cold. I don't understand. But I am. I have a big window like over there, so in my room, excuse me. So the air just, you know, comes through and it's like 25 degrees. So it's, you know, it's still really chilly outside. And the temp has not changed at all today. So, but at any rate, so yeah, it says standing firm. I am noble, brave, and strong. And this is what the card looks like. Okay. And it's funny. I feel like the way that this figure is sort of holding this flag, if you see it like right there, it kind of looks like it wants to knock it down almost, because the flag is kind of at an angle almost, for what I see. And it's kind of like knocking the red flags down, getting them, like, you know, getting rid of all the negativity, negative self-talk, self-sabotage energy, getting, like, knocking it away from you, so that you can stand firm in your convictions as far as like how you feel about yourself, and, you know, speaking life into yourself, speaking life into others too. That could be, you know, something where, you know, you're not only standing strong and being brave for yourself, but you could also extend that kindness or extend that to others who may be having a tough time, who may, you know, need some guidance as well. You could be like, you could be a person for someone else, or an example for someone else. Okay. Middle or midweek, I mean, you have 4 of Autumn, and it says manage your resources wisely, achieve a balance in how you spend and save money, help out those who are less fortunate. So I just mentioned being an example for others, standing up for others, helping others. So this is definitely the energy going into midweek that you may come across. And sorry for the outside noise if you hear that. People like to race down the street for some reason. I don't know why, especially in a residential busy area. I don't get it. Cause like it's residential over here, but it's also like neighborhoods as well. Cause it's like right off of a busy main street, but whatever. Anyway, yeah, this is also like, you know, you could be, you know, again, someone, you could be an example. It could be like the way that you handle the situation. It may have inspired others, or someone that you're very close to, and they're sort of like looking to you to be inspired for them to handle their own situation, whatever it is that they're going through. I mentioned in your channel messages, Cancers, will like this. Some of you sort of like wanting to disassociate, kind of indulge more, and kind of be, even though you're water signs, you could have earth placements, and earth placements, they can be they're very like earth connected, so they're earth signs. So, you know, things can be more so earth based for earth signs. So, and you could even be, because you have 4 of Autumn out here, 7 of Summer. I forget. I have to look at this. Because I forget what the fairies represent in the tarot sometimes. I'll let you know here in a second, like what signs you may be dealing with. But let me get this other part out. A part of the wanting to disassociate, part of the sort of kind of dealing in delusion or dealing with the whimsy is, and this is perfectly on point for Cancers, because Cancers are ruled by the moon, and sometimes the moon, with the moon being there, it can deal with illusions. It can deal with kind of not wanting to see reality. And so even though cancers can be highly intuitive, Cancer, you know, the moon, that's all about your intuition. There can also be sometimes some disillusions, or things of that nature, where you're not really wanting to face reality, but at the same time you kind of have to. And with savoring pleasure down here, that's how it looks. It says, I fully embrace bliss in my life. There's nothing wrong with that, but it's also like making sure that you stay in reality, but also it's okay to have pleasure, seek pleasure out. But if that is the only what am I trying to say? If that's the only mode, for lack of a better term or word, if that's the only way that you're coming about it, or going about it, or coming from, it can be a disservice to you, if that makes sense. Because it's like you can be so focused on pleasure that you're not seeing other things that may need your attention. And so, yeah, it's just all about, whenever I see this, both of these is just kind of, being wise, as it says, like manage your resources wise. Like don't overdo it. Don't overindulge, but it's okay to indulge, but just have balance with it. Okay. Sorry. I had to get that out, but, okay, let me see, because I kind of forgot what all these, what the different things are. Okay, so yeah, just so I don't forget, because I will. Sorry, y'all. I have to write this down so I don't forget, because I have to remember what the suits, as far as how they have it, because it's like 4 of autumn, 7 of summer, that type of thing. They use the seasons instead of the actual suits that you would find in regular tarot. And sometimes I have to remember. Okay, spring and summer. Okay. All right. So I just had to do that for myself. Okay, but as far as signs that you all could be dealing with, Cancer. So this is 4 of autumn. So you could be dealing with pentacles. You could be dealing with earth signs, and I think I mentioned earth signs earlier, talking about this card. But yeah, you could be dealing with earth signs, or you could have those placements. And then you have the card over here is 7 of summer. I'm gonna get to that in just a second. And 7, the summer cards, those are cups. So you could be dealing with another water sign, or this could be your energy, like coming out in the cards as well. So yeah. But yeah, let me go back. Let me finish up with the savoring pleasure card. With this, because I see like a bath here, a bubble bath here, and you have all these like relaxation things, surrounding the tub. And so, sorry y'all, let me take a sip of water. It makes me think of self-care. So that could also be, again, that could also go to the kind of making yourself feel good. Don't feel guilty about taking time out for yourself. basically is what I get from this card. Also, like, it could be some of you who feel guilt for, you know, saying no to something, or resting when you feel like, you know, you should be up doing something, because the way that you grew up, you know, you may have trauma that's surrounding having to be on point all the time, having to do something, you know, have to clean up here, or you know, perform in a way, just to be, you know, acknowledged, just to be congratulated, to be seen. So yeah, you know, this could be something where, you know, also even you know, especially being a Cancer, a lot of times we may take on that caretaker kind of role with our siblings, with, you know, and just people in general. Sometimes you may get looped into that, and, you know, you may feel guilt about having to say no to, you know, maybe it's a family member, a sibling or something. I'm sorry, like, yeah, a sibling is a family member. But no, you know, you may feel guilty about having to say no to, you know, someone in your family, especially like a sibling, especially if you're like the oldest, and maybe like the youngest child or the youngest sibling is coming to ask for help, and you just kind of have to be like, you know, I can't help you at this point, but I can, you know, maybe help you in this way. Or yeah, I can't help you in this way, but I can help you find some resources or something like that, you know, to that effect. But yeah, okay, so let's go to the Seven of Summer, and this is the end of the week. By the end of the week, there's no more procrastinating. Your power comes from making a decision. Confusion that arises from overanalyzing the options. So I think this is also kind of you know, just kind of making sure that you don't dwell too much on, like, if you have to make a decision at the end of the week, you know, make sure you know, you do your research, but also make sure you don't just dwell on it, you know, just don't sit on it, you know, make the decision, you know, do the research, make a decision, and then, you know, go from there. Especially because it says proceeding softly. So yeah, you know, you're cautious, which is fine, but at the same time, you know, you do want to, when you make a decision, you kind of want to go ahead and launch. You know what I mean? You know, so I feel like, and this is like, there's no more procrastinating. It's again a call back to the beginning of the reading where I was saying, like, a lot of you Cancers may have felt the need to sort of disassociate, to kind of just stay within this sort of like bubble, illusion bubble. But you're by the end of the week, you're coming out of that, and you're like, okay, I kind of need to figure something out. You know, I kind of need to do something, and you know, because this is not gonna work. All right, so then the last oracle card we have here is Proceeding Softly, and this is my inner power grows in moments of quietude. All right, so what that says to me is, like, not necessarily that you're kind of going back into that you know, that illusion or delusion energy. This is more so with the whatever decision you have to make, or, you know, analyzing things, you're proceeding with caution. Like, you know, you're doing your due diligence when it comes to, like, the what am I trying to say? The things that you know, the research that you're looking at, or the things that you're trying to figure out, and you're proceeding with caution, which is smart. You know, sometimes people, they will proceed, but they'll go off kind of half-cocked or whatever, or go out or run like headfirst into something, whereas you are more so cognizant, more so, you know, kind of clocking you know, different scenarios that may arise, and you're kind of like putting them out one by one, like putting out little fires here and there, or at least attuning to or I don't want to say attuning, that might not be the word, but you are aware of different things that could happen. And so you're kind of planning ahead for those things, just to make sure that, you know, nothing kind of goes, no stone is left unturned when it comes to that. And, you know, you kind of, you know, making sure that you, you're prepared, if that makes sense. Okay. All right. So your affirmation or message for the end of the week, or the week rather, is to pay attention to what is in front of you. Again, that is, pay attention to what is in front of you. Yeah, you know, just again, it's right for a lot of you. If you know you have to make a decision, but you don't have all the facts, you know, it's a good idea to, you know, research and then make a decision, and then make a move. Okay. All right. So that was your reading, Cancer. Hopefully everything resonated. If not, you know, hopefully you were able to take some of the messages and apply it to what you needed, and hopefully it confirmed some things for you. If it did, you know, make sure you like the video. Make sure you leave a comment in the comment section. Give this a share, and make sure you're subscribed to the channel, and come back and I will have more videos for you. Okay. Have a good week. Bye.